Oh, shit. No, don't splash everywhere. Not enough water in. Sounds like an old Ford engine. An old Ford CB8. Bear with me. Started, so I should finish. Come on. I do like the smell of onions, but I don't want to be cooking them. Come on, get them all out. Come on. That will do. That will do. Now, hello, welcome to this live stream on the wrong day. I'm going to try a little experiment tonight, and that is to wear my microphone a bit closer to here. But I'm going to put the old fit.
I just messaged you.
Did you? What? Yeah, I know. But no, leave him there. Leave him there. He's having a lie down. I've got the old muffler thing on the end there, so if I can wear this just here, it might mean that if I do make contact with the microphone and this bit here, it won't overload and distort. So I'm asking you people here tonight to tell me if it does, because if it does, then I know that doesn't work. But sound is always an issue when it comes to being in the kitchen or anywhere else, because quite simply, kitchens just have too many hard surfaces to create problems. Problems that I don't want tonight here. Oh, Captain Mustard. We're joined tonight by my friend Johnny Crook. He's not been out for a little while, and I think we're going to place him where he can be seen throughout. Yeah, just there will do, I think. Yeah, that's provided I don't move the device, the tripod with my phone on it. Let me know if this sounds any good then, if you would do, because that would be quite nice. And yes, I am cooking tonight. Usually by the time I get around to starting doing a live stream, if I'm going to do one that involves cooking, I will be either almost finished or not even started. Tonight I've kind of started, and I'm going to carry on as well. I need to eat, don't I? And I need to eat things that I like the taste of, otherwise I'll just not eat at all. So you probably gathered then what I was doing was liquidizing some onions. But no, I wasn't. In fact, I was liquidizing onions and garlics. Yeah. I shall come to these comments and who's here in a minute. But I'm going to show you some ingredients, and I want you to try and guess what I'm making. Ground coriander, turmeric, ginger, fennel, sumac, black pepper, soy sauce, green pepper, and some green chilies, and in the fridge some Dijon mustard. Now, it should be quite easy. It's going to be something that includes all of these, isn't it? But specifically, what? I just realised these fennel seeds are extra green. How green are they normally? Not green enough, apparently. Tonight's a rather special night because I'm going to drink beer. That's right, drink beer. But what I normally do, I mean, it is a Friday night, so I'm allowed to drink a beer. I'm sure tonight is the night. Normally it should be 27 likes and then the beer is open. But tonight, different, because I'm going to have one whether I get 27 likes or not. But I would like 10. If I could get 10, now I'm going to crack one straight open. And I've got a few in reserve, thanks to my friend Carl, who came around today. And whenever he sees me, he always brings a few beers. And today was no exception. He's brought me 4 very good beers. And I would very much like to be halfway through them by the time I finish this live stream tonight. So come on, do some liking, and I'll crack open a beer. Oh, cracking open a beer, cracking open a beer. Don't improvise a song like that, because it will be cack and you'll regret it. That's the trick. Right, let's turn these liquid onions up just ever so slightly. And there's no rush with any of this though, because in the oven I do have some meaty stuff cooking. Yep, nice and slow cooking meaty stuff that will be part of this particular thing. It's something I've made before, it's not difficult. Glasses, there we go. I'm already a few minutes in, so it's probably time I did actually read a few comments, just in case there's anything necessary or urgent or important or whatever that I'd like to see. There's a little tilt here. And so obviously with cooking, there comes another issue as well, and that is being stood up. Being stood up creates back problems, especially for me. I've had kind of quite a lot of back problems all day, and I don't want to moan about it. In fact, I don't think I'm going to mention it again. Other things to do, you see. Now, here we go, hooked on classics, and that is... Hi, it's Simone. Hi, Simone is here. Hello, Simone. Peter P, another regular, is here, doing his hand wavies thing. Susie say, hello, Daddy from Pods Upstairs. Now, I don't know who that is, but hello to you. Black Lines. Black Lines is here. Black Lines being... I hope we can get some really rather exciting and interesting names this evening that I can mark out of 10, which was definitely brought back last week by the Womble name. I can't remember what it is now. As I said, was as good as Pendulous Knocking. Mighty Cat Mods. Good evening, Mustard and all. Good evening, Mighty Cat Mods, to you. Some hellos of Trisha Alderman's here, a channel member. Oh, and incidentally, channel members are available by clicking the link in the description, should you want to pay 99 pence a month, just to see some of the videos a little bit early. Some do. They're not terrible videos, by the way. I'm making more videos in this channel now than I ever have done. So, plenty to look out for. Andrew Buttigieg is here. Hello, Andrew Buttigieg. And Steve Culg, who's already quite likely a couple of glasses ahead of me. So well done to you, Steve Culg. Hopefully I'll be able to catch you up once I get 2 more likes. You put smack in your curry. What's the smack bit? What's the smack bit? What did I say? Oh, hang on. Yes, smack. I don't tend to use this very often, but I don't even know really whether it's that good or not. But last time I used it in this kind of curry, it added something to it. So I'm definitely using that. It's not really smack. Steve Rue, I just changed the bulb in my Rover 25 clock. I'm buzzing, says Steve Culg. Oh, your actual reading the time clock. Yes, so you have to take the whole clock out, take the little bulbs out the back, screw it all back in with the two screws that push in there, and try not to lose the little screws into the dashboard, because that is perfectly possible. I know, because I've almost done it. And when I say almost done it, I mean I have actually done it. But at the time, it didn't really matter anyway. Yeah, I mean, there, that's the thing. And I noticed I've got 10 likes. I'm just about to go and crack open a beer from my lovely friend Carl. I am very, very excited by that. Tricky job, Steve. Can be. Oh, I nearly lost a screw, says Steve. Exactly, that's what happens. Bayou Sapira. What are you cooking, Uncle? Oh, hang on. Bayou Saputra. Now, is this a is this a real relative, or is it one that just pretends to be? Because lots of people do pretend to be related to me. So please confirm this by saying my nickname. Ruthless Cannon. Shrimp scampi is great. Might be great, but that's not what I'm cooking. Oh, this is weird. Oh gosh, how bizarre. Oh, it's gone pink. My onions have gone pink. Why have they gone pink? Or is it just my eyesight going strange? They definitely, yeah. Can anyone see a pink tinge there? I do love the smell of onions cooking. Beer time. So I'm going to do a beer, almost like a beer review at the same time as a cooking thingy. With lots of gratitude to my friend Carl, I'm going to have this cherry porter, which I have had before, and it is quite tart. Very nice. Tart. I take it that the sound is okay, because nobody's actually said that the sound is bad, which is a good thing. Anyway, let's have a look at this then. Let's tip this into there nice and gently. Look at that. It's not overly fizzy or anything. Titanic Brewery. Cherry Porter. It's 4.9%, which isn't bonkers. And you can properly smell the cherry. It's very sour. So as you smell it, it sets the saliva bud things off on the go there. Gosh, that is good. Oh, Carl Davis is here now. Well, thank you very much, Carl. I mean, I did thank you earlier on, but thank you for popping around today. I've known Carl for a few years now, and I've driven 2 of his cars in the past for review purposes, and today a 3rd one. Although it's a rather different kind of review, and you'll see it on Project Nigel quite soon. A pinch of cane. I've got a Thai beer tonight called Chang. It's nice. Well, I'll take your word for that. I bet my clock's worth more than the car. It can't be worth more than the car because it's Arbor Green, and Arbor Green is a very much sought after colour. Roseanne, wrong chat. Maybe it's completely the wrong chat, and let's not even bother reading it out. James is here and says WTF, which means which tarpaulin, Frank? When you don't really know which tarpaulin to use, Frank is the man to ask, and he will tell you the best one, because it could be the big one, or it could be the really heavy one. But most of the time, he'll choose for you the one that is the correct size for the job. Tickling. Charles Bronson. Stout. Well, Charles Bronson, I'm not drinking a stout, it's a porter, which is similar in colour to a stout, but not as dark. Look, see, it's just a dark beer. Bad Books is here as well. And Stephen Glansberg, my wife's boyfriend, is from the UK. Well, that's nice to know. Stephen Glansberg. Hi, Charles. Loved your work in The Great Escape. We all did. We all did. I mean, it's great to have someone like Charles Bronson actually here as well. They say famous people don't come to live streams. Of course they do. You know, they're just people, aren't they? They want to be able to relax and see a bit of mustard on an evening like this. Now, it was my idea to actually do live streams every Sunday. But this week, Sunday is going to be rather awkward, as it was last week. Last week, I did a live stream as a break from editing, and then I found myself still up at 4 o'clock in the morning, which wasn't that handy particularly. But that's, you know, it's not necessarily that sustainable. So tonight, I don't have to do any video editing. Although I could do if I wanted to do, because I've got lots of files, I've got lots of little things to actually do. But there's no rush, because there are two videos ready to go from members only to public. Thank you. Oh, and as we have 50 people here right now, please do a like. Please do the other thing as well, which is, well, come back. That's 8 people gone already just because I mentioned it. Just stay here. Just stay put. Stop buggering off. You know, there might be some important conversation on the go here before long. Amazon pissed button. Yes, the Amazon pissed button. What was that in reference to? Oh, yes. Carl and I was having a chat before. We had this rather funny idea of something, which, well, that'll be in the video. Yeah, does it look pink? It definitely does. Why have my onions gone pink? Why does it smell so good? I mean, onions always smell good, but these ones are particularly good tonight. Gaz. Oh, Gaz on a trike. That's why. Gaz on a trike is here. Good to have you here, Gaz on a trike. Otter MG. Good evening, Mustard. Good evening, all. Yes. Good evening, Otter. Cat the Mac. Watching you support two or Tau. Watching you support Tau. Watching you support Tau. I don't know which one it is. Is it? Hi, Mustard. Is it Sunday? No, it's not. It is definitely Friday. Friday's fine, though, isn't it? Friday's fine. Sorry, I won't be able to do Sunday this week, but I will. Do you know what the thing is? I'll tell you what the thing is. That I feel bad if I don't do a regular live stream, because people like live streams. And then I feel bad if I do too many. So I don't know what really the answer is. I think maybe twice a week, maybe once a week. You're not going to get fed up with seeing me on your live stream device if I'm only here once a week. But then also I understand the option of not seeing me at all by just pressing off. So I don't know what to do. You know, it's just it's as confusing for me as it is for me talking about me. Hi, Mustard. Is it Sunday? That's where we was up to, wasn't it? 2 videos today, says Carol C. Yes, 2. Well, with the little road trip thingy with Boaty a few days back, it meant that I had 4 videos that I could make out of that. And then, not only those 4, but one really big video with a whole lot stuck together on one channel instead of over 2 channels. And I'm going to post that as a 45-minute long video. For those of you that actually like to just put a video on and just fall asleep, or whatever it is else you might do. But I quite like it. I've seen all of these videos, but I've not watched them as like a complete thing, like a big episode. So I'm looking forward to posting that. None of your business. Hi, that's quite a cool name. I quite like that. I'm going to give because it's none of your business, but it's none your business. I'm going to give that a 7 out of 10. So congratulations for that particular thing. If only I was doing lots of flatulence, I'd be hoping to share some of that tonight, but I'm not. Jersey Pingneys, what are we doing all? Well, I don't know what all are doing. I'm cooking. But, with any kind of cooking, there's always some rather substantial breaks where you don't need to do any cooking and just sit and make sure that you don't set anything on fire. And that is the moment we're at right now. That and observing the pink onions. This is going to taste really good tonight. In fact, I sometimes wonder whether you spoil a curry by doing curry when just the onions will do. The onions are the best bit. There's nothing that smells quite as good as just frying onions, is there? I should give this beer a mark out of 10 as well, actually. Nine out of 10. That would suggest that there is one thing that this beer could do with to make it just a bit better. And I'll tell you what that one thing is. I'd like it if it was a bit stronger, I think. If it was more like, rather than 4.9, if it was more like about 6.7. That's what I'm thinking. That's what it should be. One of those beers that you can't just be all loose with. Nothing you can just quaff whilst having a conversation about dragons to a mate down the pub who, you don't even know. And you wouldn't drink it in the pub, would you? No, because they wouldn't sell it. Now, something a bit more of a challenge, but that's the thing. I like a beer that's strong. I like a curry that's hot, and I like coffee that's rather bitter. Ringo Starr says, Joe, up yours. Abba Faldi, can you speak Mantap? Can I speak Mantap? Probably, yeah. And Carl Davis, yeah, curry base, yeah. And that's how I normally do it. Cook your onions and garlic, then just liquidize it, and then just carry on cooking it. So you have a lovely sweet base to it, and it's fabulous. I like cooking. I'm going to do more cooking, I reckon. And then drinking fabulous beer. I'm playing FIFA on Xbox, watching Mustard. What you doing? Says Steve Cold. You're doing some rather fine multitasking there, Steve Cold. I don't know how you manage it. Abba Fadley says, Mantap is nice, but I don't even know what it is. I would need some kindly person to go and find out for me, or you could tell me what it is, and then I'll know what it is. Because obviously I can't really do any internet searching at the moment because I'm doing internet thingying, which makes it the kind of impossible multitasking. I could actually just do it on here, but I'm using this particular device to read comments with, so I'm not right in your face. You wouldn't like that. Right, football's on as well, is it? My cat brings frogs home, says Steve Cold. Yeah. One of my cats used to do that, actually. Brought frogs home. I probably told you all about this at one point. A cat had a cat called Clyde. He was a big, very friendly black and white cat. Looked like he was wearing a tuxedo, but it was so friendly that everywhere he went, he wasn't afraid of anything. He'd just walk up to people in the street and talk to them, and he'd turn up at barbecues and things like this. You'd get a whiff of something going on, so he'd just pop along. And of course, any animal that's that friendly that will just turn up at your house will end up getting food. And the kindliest thing he did was to bring on the occasional barbecued sausage, and that is genuinely what happened. Quite a few times, either bits of barbecued sausage or cheese, but occasionally a frog, which he then chomped into right in front of me, so I could hear it squeal. Not very nice. I prefer the sausage, actually. Good old Clyde, he was a nice cat. Now, Carl Davis asks, what's everyone had for their tea? I had steak, poached eggs, and onion and mushroom pepper mix. 'Twas much fantastic. Well, Carl, I'm having this. Before you arrived today, I will say, just before you arrived, I had a nice portion of curry that I made a couple of days back. Yeah, a couple of days back, and I haven't had anything since then. However, no, actually that's not true. I was thinking I don't really need to eat very much these days, but I came home earlier on feeling rather hungry indeed, and had myself 3 eggs. That sorted me out for a bit. Piff, paff, puff. Trump is back, baby, says Nick Honeycutt. Yes, Trump is back. Not that it really matters in the UK particularly, although I say that, that's kind of ever so slightly ignorant to the fact that there will always be some knock-on effect somewhere. It doesn't matter who's there, you'd think, but it does. Of course it does. It's whether you're happy about it or not. You can be happy about it. I'm going to remain impartial. K27331, K27331. That sounds like a part number for a lock, actually. Yeah, sounds like a part of a padlock that needs to be acquired so you can carry on using this padlock because it's broken up on the inside. Hey, Jeff, have you got a K27331? I don't know, I'll just check the handbook, mate. You go ahead and do that. You've got nothing else to do, have you? You're right, Keith. That's what happens. Chili con carne on a baked potato for tea, says Carol C. Nice. Javid Rashid, hi daddy. Right, another claim. Well done. Who's winning? You in Manchester. Well, Javid, not quite. Not quite. Steve Colgate, he says, I am. Yeah. I'm not sure you should be answering that. Yeah.
The front doors are locked and my keys were on the outside of the lock.
Okay.
Even though since we got back from Morrison's.
I didn't do it.
Did you not see them when you took them out?
No. Nice, Carol. Show me your fish, says K27331. K27331. I can't, because then I'd have to start. If I was to show you the fish, I'd not only have to move this like that, but I'd probably have to move the tripod over there as well. And I don't really want to do that because for the moment I'm reasonably comfortable just sat here having a really rather relaxing beer. And this is about as relaxed as I get. It's fabulous. Any more stirring up of the pink onions? Okay, nobody said, oh yeah, those onions do look pink. They're a long way from sticking to the bottom, so I don't really have to worry about it too much at the moment. What about the meat in the oven? That's a long way from going on fire, so we don't need to worry about that either for the moment. Yes, London Cellars. Do you know Gabe owners? That I don't really understand that. Don't. Do you need water? Asks Steve Colg. Well, it depends. Are you asking me that or somebody else? You have to clarify that one, Steve. Apparently, says Otter MG, the further from the equator an onion is grown, the stronger the taste. I didn't know that actually. So the northern onions are much stronger. Well, that's quite interesting because actually the stronger onions do taste better once they're cooked, don't they? Fry onion with olive oil, says Javid Rashid. Well, I fried it with lard instead. If I got lard or tallow, I mean, lard is cheap and it's also not bad for you. What I definitely don't do is use vegetable oil because that is horrible. And you'd be better off just burning it in your diesel car. France. Wales poor. My hubby is wearing a black tie. Look, Mum, no hands. But is that a question, Javid? You in a boy band? I hope it's not a question for me. Oh, right, hang on, is this a... Right. I don't mind being ignorant about some things. Ignorance is bliss. And when it comes to football, if that's what's going on at the moment, ignorance definitely is bliss. I'll make no secrets in telling you that I am not in the slightest bit interested. I can't even pretend to be enthusiastic about who's playing and who's winning. It just doesn't do anything for me. Sorry. Not sorry. I'm not telling you, you're not allowed to put these comments there. No spanners present this evening, says Peter P. No, not needed, are they? You don't tend to use spanners in the kitchen very often. Is that AI or Al username Arthur? Hey, cute guy with glasses. Hello, Arthur. How are you? A few spanners in the audience. Oh, I see what you mean. Yes. I see what you mean. Send out the mod signal. Well, to be honest, so far, nobody's been misbehaving, so there's not really been anything to be concerned about, has there? I have mice in my loft, says Simone. That is quite a popular place for them to hang out, isn't it? We're all church mice in this live stream. Huh. Maybe. There's nothing wrong with that, really. This is such a nice beer. I can't remember whether this one is even nicer than the plum porter, which I'm going to have next. In actual fact, I'm going to have it ready. I'm just going to bung it into the fridge for the half an hour or so that it will take just to take the edge off the room temperature. I don't want it room temperature, but I also don't want it cold, do I? Oh, gosh. My sister's cat brought home a tenner once. Sadly, it didn't make it a habit. Brought home a tenner? So your cat, well, your sister's cat knew the value of this £10 note? Or is there some sort of secret thing here? Some sort of bit of hidden information that I'm not quite getting? Squealing sausage. Well, the sausages don't squeal because by the time they are sausages, they can't, can they? Simone put the cat in the attic. 2 curries in one day, mega trumps. I don't think so. That's the disappointing thing, actually, is not a great deal of trumping going on. And I do enjoy a trump. I usually just have one in the morning and then that's it. Wake up, have a trump, and then get up. No more trumps, that's it. Disappointing. Some of us enjoy the pleasures of trumping all day. But that really is down to what you eat, isn't it? I wonder why the assumption is that eggs make you fart. Because I find the opposite. The explanation I can think of would be that maybe people used to eat a lot of rotten eggs. That would be a bit of an odd thing, though, wouldn't it? Because if you're eating rotten eggs, that would suggest that you're poor. But if that were the case, then why would you wait till the egg had gone off before you eat it? When you eat it whilst it's still fresh. It could be. Come to think of it, that is a good point. Another point that Carl and I were talking about before is that if you have chickens, roaming around in your garden, that when you get really hungry, you go searching for chicken eggs. Chicken eggs, yeah, right. Oh, we've got no eggs left, right? And the chicken it's already laid one today. We've eaten it. Or even worse, you imagine you wake up in the morning, you're hungry, you're waiting for your egg to pop out the chicken, And then what happens? It pops out and it rolls off the table. You know, because you keep the chicken on the table, don't you? Keep the chicken on the kitchen table. And of course, you've got a stone floor. So the chicken's on the table and they're all sat there waiting. Come on, chickie. We're all hungry. We want our egg. And chicken's there going, it's coming. It's coming. I'll be with you in a minute. Come on, chicken. Come on, chicken. Chicken goes, and then suddenly it goes out, it rocks and rolls off, and nobody's there to catch it in time. Falls onto the floor. The rest of the family on the other side of the room see the chicken egg rolling off the table, about to smash into 54 pieces on the floor, but nobody gets there in time. That's why people like football, because of that kind of thing. Going hungry. Egg all over the floor. You've got your dog, that will just eat it off the floor, you know, they're not really too fussy, are they? Dog thinks, brilliant opportunity. Go on, chicken, do that more often. So, you know you're not going to have anything to eat. You're not going to have any breakfast, at least. So then you have a wander around the garden or the shed or whatever it is you have and see whether there's any chicken eggs that were laid yesterday that you, for some reason you didn't notice. And there's one. You've spotted it. Yeah, excellent. Will it be any good? So you get your jug of water out, you pop it in, and it's floating. I wonder how long it's been there. It could have been there weeks, could have been there months more like. But when you're hungry, you'll still eat it. And so you do. You pop it open, keep your nose closed, hope for the best. And then, of course, all that sulfur that you're consuming within that chicken egg will make you fart. Like a good one, if there is such a thing. There we go. I think I've just explained the myth around eggs giving you flatulence. It only works if you happen to be incredibly poor, but own a chicken. Quite pleased with that one, actually. Now, where was we up to? Where was we up to with these lovely comments here? We have a sonic plug in the attic, which gets rid of my interesting idea. Better than elephants in the guest cupboard, Simone. That is true. You'd have to have a very big guest cupboard, wouldn't you? Oh, Jim K. Jim K, let's see the fish tank. Oh, there we go. Come back later. Come back later. I might do I have thought I should do a live of just the fish tank. It's a bit of a cop out, really. It's a bit too easy. Just set the phone up so you just see the fish all night. Some people might like it. Would anybody like me to do that? Because I mean, it's not like as bad as just somebody somewhere will have thought, let's do a live stream of watching paint dry. So then you paint your wall, freshly paint it, you can see it's just been done, set a live stream up for 4 hours so you can actually watch paint dry. Somebody would like that. You can bet, oh, I watched this live stream last night, Dave. Is that right, Janice? Yeah, that's right. It was a live stream where you got to watch paint dry on a wall. Right, it was magnolia. Yeah. I'd have preferred a different colour. There, is that a snooker player, Judd Trump? Or ducks in the fridge? Sonic plug. Funny you should, Peter. I have a duck in my fridge for Sunday dinner. Poor ducky. I mean, that's no way to treat your guests, Carol. Can't you give the ducky a room? Andrew, I'd say it's something to aim for. Sonic plug, I have no sockets in the loft. Well, that can be changed, can't it? You could get an extension. You could just have an extension. I was going to say, well, I mean, you could just run up some cable and just put a socket up there, you know, with your electrical expertise, which I'm going to presume that you don't have because you've never mentioned it before. And why would you do? Because not many people do. But we all have experience with getting an extension, plugging it in, not plugging it in, not plugging tin in, whatever it was I said. And then you can put that whatever you like. And it will be fine. It will do the job. And it will get rid of those mices. Mices. Cooking, sitting down. Well, I'm not actually cooking. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for the time to come where I shall take the meat out of the oven, do something with these onions. All I've got to do next, really, is with another pan, just cook up the spice mixes and some green pepper. And then I mix it all together. And then I'll mix it with the meat as well. And then it will be just a curry, a Chinese curry, in case you haven't actually gathered. Are we down the pub? Whose round is it? It's yours, Carol. Well spotted. I've heard Spanish onions are nicer than British Spanish onions. There'd be more Spanish at least. I say Emma should have picked up a spotty cushion for the day bed. Oh, Captain Horsey Doodles is here. Did someone mention a panto horse? No, but they have now. Let's talk about panto horses and how horrible it is to be at the back. Chernobyl curry. There's someone here that can do a mean Mick Hucknall impersonation. Oh dear. Oh, you're not going to get me started on that, are you? Oh, I'm so tempted. I'm so tempted to do that. And then just gently drift into a bit of Brucey. That would really make my evening. But I don't know if I should do. I don't know if I should. It might be just too irresponsible. Get people like you way too excited. The expat onions are all a bit bitter. Oh, you highly recommend it. Hi, how are you? How are you? Says James Oliver. I have been suspended from school. Oh, there's not Oliver, it's Olver. James Oliver. Now, are you James Oliver or James Oliver? Because if you're James Oliver, then maybe that's why you've been suspended. Dean P. I made dough seasoned with dill. Very nice. I was thinking about making some bread tonight, actually. Not that I'd eat much of it, but I just really like making bread. And I love the smell of it cooking, knowing that I'm not going to eat any of it. It's just fantastic, isn't it? It's a true story about the cat. Just an odd thing it did once. Possibly frog was shut. The frog shop was shut. I've no experience of the frog shop since not having my car in it. Cat. Meow cat. Meow buggy. Oh, right. Very interesting hooked on classics, also known as Heights Moon. Captain, do you have a suggestion on pounding the box for Boaty? Well, I could think of one, actually. I think you've done a very good job in some of the things that you've done. So let's give it a go. Okay. Don't forget to pound that box like your Lego bricks have all escaped from the loft, fallen down the ladder, and you're stumbling down the stairs, reaching for the curtains. On a Wednesday. How about that? Could do some more afterwards if you like. It's dildo. Well done, Dean P. Well, dildo. Excellent. It's rather good indeed. Yes, I mean, you deserve a pat on the back for saying that. Thank you very much. Oh, you've been suspended from school today, says James Oliver or Oliver, whichever one it is. And I think I've already read that one, haven't I? But I thought, actually, I backtracked ever so slightly. My ginger cat brought me a cat home once, trying to get it through the cat flap. I have no idea what it was all about. Trying to bring a cat friend into the cat flap. Yeah, I've got an idea what it could be about, but I'm not going to say. J Station 2. I've got a rash on my beans. I've got a rash on my beans and mash. Remedy? No idea. You've actually caught me out a little bit there, because my presumption is that you've made some sort of mistake in your explanation there, but who knows. The daybed doesn't need a spotty cushion, says Captain Horsey Noodles. Just a spotty botty. Catch y'all later, says Steve Cole. Good night. Night. The Mogfather. Right, okay. Have you ever tried human cheese before? No, I haven't. Am I missing out on something? Could you tell us what it's all like? Is it legal? Does it have a particularly fragrant flavour to it? Is it? What kind of cheese is it most like? Well, that presumed that, of course, you could probably make it different kinds of cheese from human cheese. When they manage it with cow's milk, don't they? It's not like there's cow's milk cheese and that's all there is to it. There's no other type of cheese. Not like they do with goat's cheese. Why is goat cheese so limited? Oh, I want some cheese made from goat's milk. Yes, we have some here. What type would you like? Just goat. Nobody says that about cows, do they? No, cows have a bit more imagination than goats, which is weird because when you meet a goat, they actually seem quite friendly. They seem like the kind of animals that are almost dog-like, and you can stroke and they come up to you and they do all this nuzzling thing through the gate and they want to be your mates. And yeah, whereas cows don't, they just look at you like, well, they don't even do that really. They're worse than that. Cows are dickheads. Sorry, cows, but I mean, if there were any cows watching this live stream tonight, one, I'm quite surprised because I have no idea you could use the internet, and also sorry. Right, okay, football again. Is it football? No, you don't get scores like that with football, do you? No, I don't think so. Good evening, says Emma Lemon. Good evening to you. Just popping in briefly. No matron, she's out socialising. Probably. Too far gone. USA, California, Mexico, 25% price increases hit soon. Stock up. Okay. I'll consider that. J Money. Is this the Peaky Blinders? Not sure where that is actually coming from, but yeah, why not? It could be. What does Wilma think of cats? Asks Carol C. Well, the truth is I don't really know because she sees cats, she sees squirrels, and she seems to be quite interested in them. She even does a bit of the old hair going up on the back. But there's no way I'm going to let her off the lead while there's a cat or a squirrel about, just in case she thinks it's food. And I don't know, because she was already nearly 10 years old when we got her, so I don't really know what kind of thing I can do. Yeah, but you can't take any chances like that. No. We don't have a cat, so there's no way of finding out without potential danger. Carl Davis says, mate of mine's cat went into next door neighbour's house and dragged out a whole cooked chicken. That's the house. Into his. Next door were unaware. We're shouting, the dinner's would they want it back? If you cooked a chicken and it suddenly disappeared, you'd suspect that, maybe next door's cat had had it, wouldn't you? That'd be the first thing you'd think. Oh, next door got a cat. Let's pop round, get the chicken back. Pop round, knock on the door. All right, Dave. No, he's not called Dave, this one. No, he can't be, because we had Dave before. He's called Benson, which is not a particularly popular name for people who live on housing estates in Britain. But, we'll stick with it anyway. All right, Benson. All right, Alan. Seen my chicken? No, what chicken? Well, Our chicken's gone missing out of the oven. We're just about to have dinner, and you know you've got a cat, so we presume that your cat's in it. I'll check the cat flap, Benson, and then you check the cat flap, and there it is, a chicken. Actually, there, you know, the cat's trying to do something really helpful for you, but it's cooked, isn't it? So, a couple of things here. One is that it's very difficult for the cat to get the chicken from one house to another without bits of it falling off because it's cooked, it's falling apart. It's at its most delicious part. You know a chicken's cooked when you can pull a leg off straight away. And this cat's got to try and get it from one house to another intact. It's not an easy job, but he's managed it quite well. Do you want the chicken back, or do you just think, let the cat keep it, come to think of it? Yeah, we'll just go to McDonald's and have something less nice. Is that what happened, Carl? Oh, Naeem is here, and the random guy. Hi, Captain Mustard. Hello, hello. And Carlson Williams as well. Ooh, fish tank. Indeed. Rugby, caraway cheese is nice. Rugby. Well, no, actually, no, I don't follow rugby, but at least it doesn't actually annoy me. So well done. Well done, whoever it is that's winning. Jim K. Oh, gosh. Look at this. It's gone rather stodgy now. What does this look like now? My onions now look like wallpaper paste. Slightly pink wallpaper paste at that. I'm going to add a bit more water because I'm not really ready for doing anything with it just yet. The longer you cook them, the better. Booger, says Jim K. Chicken dinner winner. That would be the cat. Right. Hang on. Philip Jackson is a moderator. Philip Jackson. Well, this is rather strange. I don't remember Philip Jackson. Hello, Captain Mustard. Been really busy, so not being able to drop in. Hope things are well with you, Big M. This is embarrassing. I can't remember who you are, Philip Jackson. But being as that I made you a moderator, then you must have been doing something rather useful at the time. So we'll see what happens next. CC Motion 1998. What up, fam? Fam, is that an abbreviation for family or something? What's up? Yes, what's up? John Bollocks. That's cool. I like that actually. John spelt without an H and Bollocks with an X instead of a CKS. John Bollocks. That's a brilliant name. You can have a score for that. You can have a 7 out of 10 for that one. Well done, John Bollocks. I actually want to keep saying it. John Bollocks. Ta-ta, take care, says Carol C. What beverage are we drinking today, Mr. Mustard? Well, this is from my friend Carl, Cherry Porter, the Titanic Brewery, a Stoke-on-Trent beer. I think Stoke-on-Trent. Yeah, it's not a bottle condition, so I don't have to make sure I get all the yeasty bits out of the bottom to get all the flavour. But nearly all gone, unfortunately. But that's fine because there's more. Hosen says, hello, brother, or hi, brother. Hello. Right, okay, bye, Carol C. Right, I see. Yeah, well, we had some times in the past where there was many people on chat and full of trolls and stuff, but thank you, Philip Jackson. It's been a few months and I was put on moderator when your chat was full of trolls 3 months ago. Thank you very much for being kind enough to be here. I'm going to be putting the new seal in the sunroof I got from you today. Question: any sealant needed for under the seal? I don't think so. Not that I've done one, but I think that's the point. You don't need sealants when you have seals, because it should form enough of a seal all by itself, shouldn't it? And if it doesn't, then it's not really doing its job, and that's why they crack, they get old, and then they stop being a seal and start leaking water in instead. The one job they have to do, they can no longer do. Why am I in a wine glass? Why in a wine? Ah, right, no, good question. It's not a wine glass. In fact, actually, if you look a bit more closely at that, you can see that this glass is for this beer. It does look like a wine glass, I'll give you that. But it's a glass. A glass can be any shape, can't it? It doesn't need to be... I mean, I tell you what I don't like is pint glasses. Pint glasses with a nice beer. It just seems to be... but a pint, it works for a session beer, and that's it. Anything like this, anything over 4.5%, you want it in a glass like this, and just have half of it at a time, and enjoy it more. And I most definitely am enjoying it. Interesting content. I will like and subscribe, says John Bollocks. Brilliant. Thank you, John Bollocks. I appreciate that. Titanic Brewery is from Stoke-on-Trent. Called Titanic as Captain Smith, the man who was responsible for the Titanic sinking, was from Stoke. Normally, you could be you'd name something after the hero, not the person who was responsible for its sinking. Your vibes are good, dude, says Hosen. Thank you very much. I'm sure yours are too. Season enough to bear had too many lemmies. Oh, double Jack Daniel and Coke. Oh, that's a lemmy, is it? Right. There we go. There's an education for me tonight. Thank you. Good night. CC Motion 1998. Captain Mustard, I need your advice. My girlfriend accused me of cheating, and I said she's starting to... Oh, I like that. Right. My girlfriend accused me of cheating, and I said she's starting to sound like my wife. Brilliant. Brilliant. Do you know what? Maybe we need a mark out of 10 for jokes as well, because that one deserves a good 8 out of 10. Thank you very much. Daddy B. Classy way to drink beer. I think so too. I keep seeing IDK at the end of messages. What does it mean? I don't know. You're asking the wrong person, Gaz and a trike. Hey, I'll tell you what. These onions have gone even more pink. I mentioned this before, but can you see the pinkness? Can you see the pink? Can you? There's somebody else that doesn't know as well. Yeah. Ask someone who's likely to know one of these things, because most of us won't. Now, as I've caught up with the chat there, that means I can do one of two things. Either bugger off or do a bit more kitchen stuff and then come back and do some more chats. What do we reckon, eh? Well, let's have a look at the meaty goodness. Aha, right. This is starting to need a bit of moving around now. Now what I would do is it's just pork cooked by itself until it starts to fall apart. What happens first is bits of it will dry out, other bits of it won't get a chance to do because it's at the bottom. So the best thing to do is just turn it around so the bottom parts are out the top. Sounds like it should be easy, but in actual fact it's easy to get a bit wrong. Not done. Not cooked either. Not properly. It is quite well cooked. It's cooked enough to actually eat it without getting poisoned, but it's not cooked enough for me to want to eat it without getting poisoned. Ooh. Ooh. Next stage is let's do the spices. Oh, get the other bits. Mustard, Captain Mustard, and a bit of tomato puree. And this time, I'm going to use a bit of olive oil in there. There's not going to be any chopping except for this pepper. However, the important thing to do first really is going to be to remember what I'm doing. Let's just do the pepper first. Come to think of it. You don't have to do everything in the same order. That's the point. I'm not going to put loads of green pepper in this, but green pepper just has a really rather nice flavour when it's cooked with a curry, whether that be an Indian curry or a Chinese curry. And I don't know if I mentioned them. I'm cooking pork, so obviously it's Chinese, isn't it? There's not going to be anything else. So we're going to bring over some of these bits from over here. I'm going all sensible now, aren't I? Because it's time for the actual cooking bit. And you know, you could say you missed out on some of the cooking bit because I put meat in the oven. That's not really cooking, is it? That's just putting meat in the oven. I fried onions and garlic. That's not really cooking, is it? It's just frying onions and garlic. I liquidized it with some water. Again, that's not really cooking, is it? It's just liquidizing, cooking, and etc. Now is the cooking part, because now is the time where we have to decide how much of these individual things we need. So when we have enough ingredients such as ginger, coriander, turmeric, mustard, tomato puree, sumac, black pepper, a bit of salt, and fennel. There's quite a few ingredients there, so you'd imagine it's actually quite easy to get that completely wrong. You know what though? It's not. It's not that difficult. You just have to make sure you don't put too much of any one thing in at any point until you actually understand what you really need. So normally, if I was doing an Indian style curry, I would use pepper corns instead. Peppercorns and then cumin seeds, but I'm not. So a bit of ground pepper and just a few fennel seeds. Fennel seeds are, if you don't like them, they're horrible. I mean, they're really, really horrible. They're just disgusting. They really are. They're disgusting in the same way that a clove is disgusting. Have you ever bitten into a clove? I don't recommend it. Coriander. That's not difficult. We can put a load of that in. It's not really going to go wrong. Turmeric. Turmeric's just a thing that's good for you. So I wanted to put it in for that. Ginger. Oh, this one isn't open. Fresh ginger is nicer, but this is fine. We want quite a bit of ginger for a Chinese curry. And then the sumac thing. Have a sniff of this. And we have the basic ingredients just there. Okay, so we'll turn this heat back up and mix it in with a bit of oil that's there. Oh yeah, a bit of salt. I mean, there is a bit of salt in the soy sauce, but the amount of sauce is going to be on the go here. It's probably not quite enough. That bit of oil there has now soaked up this, so the actual spice mixes will easily burn unless I do something else with it. And we've done the dried bits, so those can actually just be put away. And the next thing to do is going to be to put some onions in there any second now. Right, here we go. And you get that sound. That's the bit we like. But that's gone. So we want it a bit more. And the bottom of the pan's starting to go dry again. So we want to now put the rest of it in. Turn that off. And this will quickly start to look like a sauce rather than just a load of spices and pink onion. But also it's going to be vulnerable for drying up quickly. So the next thing to do is just to put some more water in it. I may as well wash the pan out whilst I do it, haven't I? We've got many people. Oh, we've only got 18 people here. Here's the thing. You get actually doing something proper, people bugger off, don't they? I'll wait for that to fizzle and pop in a second. And then the really good thing is that this can then go back to simmering. And I can then go back to just sitting and chatting whilst I wait for the rest of it to work. It won't be that long, really. Right, I was going to cool that down quite a bit. So then what we want to do is add a bit of puree. Not loads. No, not loads at all. Just a little, couple of squirts like that. The reason is we don't want to use a whole tin of tomatoes because it's not really a tomatoey curry. We also want some of this. And find the end of it. Come on, where is it? One day I'll make stuff like this easier to open. No, they won't. They'll never make them easy to open. I'd say that was approximately 2 tablespoons. And then the last thing to go into this, I mean, it might look like it's quite a complicated thing. There's an awful lot going to it. No, I don't think it is. It's just kind of trial and error, really. All this is done, oh, there we go, a nice big spoonful of mustard. Now, before I sit back down again and grab my second beer, I'm just going to mix it all back together again. Because this could do with simmering for quite a while, really. But actually, the point being is that this will simmer better in a pan like this rather than a pan like this. So the best thing I can do is bung it all back in that pan, and then this pan is now ready to do something else, should I want to do it. As it goes, I don't. But I still may as well sort it out. Now, as you can see now, that is a proper it looks like a proper curry sauce, a proper Chinese curry sauce. That's because it is. Yeah. Where did I get my recipe from? Who'd like to know that? Well, if you'd like to know the answer to that, you're going to be disappointed because I didn't. I just kind of made it up as I went along. I'm going to put this back on the rear as well there, where I can control the heat a bit better. So that's just going to stay there until that meat's ready. I'm just going to bung the meat in with it. And in the meantime, I'll put a couple of things away. See, I'm going to put a couple of things away whilst I go and grab a beer. Perfect, eh? Now, beer number 2 tonight, also from my friend Carl, is the plum porter. It's the kind of beer that it does work quite well with doing a live stream with, because you're not going to get really pissed, are you, on something that's 4.9%, unless you're really glugging them. And I'm not going to do that. Not tonight. Well, what's happened in not my absence, but whilst I've just been doing something else for a while. Oh yeah, I was asking about the sound as well, and nobody's pointed it out and said that the sound is bad, so I can just presume that it's okay. And definitely loud enough. This one looks kind of exactly the same, doesn't it? But smells different. Smells like plum rather than cherries. That's a really good beer, that is. Do you know what? I really do appreciate this, Carl, because that's the kind of beer I don't tend to buy myself. One I do buy myself is one of the other ones that he bought me, which is the McEwen's Champion. And a good reason for buying McEwen's Champion is because you can have all these nice beers in the supermarkets these days. That's a really strong one. So it's kind of like, it's really good value for money because it's 7.3%. But that is a really nice beer as well, but it's not being particularly adventurous when you could be doing something else. Anyway, so the live stream so far is going okay. We have 32 thumbs up, and that's not too bad. And 31 people watching currently. Oh gosh, look at that. We've been going for over an hour. I wasn't expecting that. Right, where was I up to? There's lots of new comments since I started. Right. Oh, we're back to the thing with IDK. I don't know. Yeah. None of us seem to know. Really can't help you there. I don't care. Rouge Red Onion found its way in. Renee, or is it Ren, Stockholm? Daddy B, is that mash and onions? No, it's just onions and garlic. Bobby Bobson, thoughts on anchovy pizza? Here are my thoughts on anchovy pizza. Why not? I reckon it sounds like a good idea. Never tried it myself, but if you're going to have a pizza, you may as well have something on there that actually tastes of something, doesn't you? My girlfriend wants to do 3-part mini-series. Jigsaw, are you a lefty? Asks John. Well, I might be, I might not be, who knows. The thing is, if John, I may be a lefty compared to you. I may even be a righty. You don't know, do you? Because unless you are an extreme righty, then, well, I mean, if you are an extreme righty, unless you're not an extreme righty, then there's always a good chance I will be a bit lefty. But then there might be a chance I might be a bit righty. Who knows? Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. We don't use that in politics, do we? Perhaps we should do. Thoughts on anchors on seabed? Wear gloves, peppercorns. Peppercorns I will use for doing an Indian curry. I do love, as you cook peppers, if you bite into a peppercorn, it's really, really quite stringent, isn't it? Once it's cooked, a lot of that goes away. I can read. I'm deaf, but I can read lips, says Ren or Rennie. Ah, well, like a gynecologist. Right. Idiot mittens, the ones connected by string. What's all this glove talk come about for? I don't quite get that. I am back. What is he cooking? We've done all this, Simone. I didn't know you'd even gone anywhere. Pink onions, yeah. Well, they weren't supposed to be pink, but they just ended up being pink. Ah, the Greenwood is here. Evening, chaps, lady chaps, and the head chap mustard. I've been out eating an Italian. Wow. Did the Italian mind? I mean, that's hardcore, that is. I thought that was a quick wok. Oh, I thought that was a wok. Ah, right, I see. No, it's just a frying pan. Oh, of course, the wayward anchors. Evening bella mi giorni. An el dente Italian spag bol. Do you get to nibble on grissini? Sound is clear, says Carl Davies. Thank you very much. I did, because I asked, didn't I? I did ask. I was quite keen to know. Actually, I asked right at the beginning, and nobody answered me. And because nobody answered me, I thought, somebody else's job to find out. Could have been mine by watching it afterwards, but you don't watch live streams afterwards, do you? You just can't. Oh, I'm not going to be able to just read that out without stumbling over myself and making myself stupid. Little ears pasta with Tuscan sausage. Par favor. Tiramisu, 3 bottles of champagne and it's game over, says Carl Davies. What? Who's having 3 bottles of champagne now? Not you, surely. Was the best tiramisu I've ever tasted. Oh, Damon says tweakers. What does tweakers mean? Is this something I don't understand? I'm always wondering. Somebody will come along, use 1 word, 2 words, or something like that, and it's like, let's catch this guy out. He's not going to know what I'm talking about. Yeah, of course I don't know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. Well, I wouldn't know what you're talking about. Come on, use some proper language. McEwen's. That was hardware chain store back in the day. Oh. Lovely. This probably turned out quite well, actually. It won't be too long. I'm just going to bung the meat inside that and then just stamp away on it and make sure it's all falling apart nicely. I wouldn't know, Carl. I don't drink. Wow, that's still hot. Nobody really is here. Okay, welcome, nobody really. EDE, what do you think about Donald Trump? What do I have to think about him? I like Trump. He actually answers questions, says Carl. There we go. I'll go with what Carl says. Because it's kind of true, isn't it? That makes him not a very good politician, though, doesn't it? Because to be a good politician, you've got to avoid questions and just, bring things back to your own agenda carefully. Good to do it in such a way where people don't notice. Maybe Donald Trump is actually the ultimate politician because we think he just answers questions. We think we ask him a question and he answers it, but in actual fact he doesn't. What he does is he goes around it in such a way where he doesn't answer the question, but you feel satisfied. Brilliant man. Soap, says Windy Miller, a channel member. And whilst we're here with the channel member called Windy Miller, I'm going to say to everybody else, no, I'm not going to feel bad about that. But no, I am, a bit. I'm going to say, you can be a channel member if you like. It's all a possibility. Champion, not champagne. Right, I see. Yeah, I get you. Yeah, 3 bottles of Champion, McEwen's Champion Ale, and you are anybody's. Strange phrase, that, isn't it? Anybody's. How can you be anybody's? You mean you're looking for somebody strong to pick you back up off the floor? Benson the butler. Werb, Burbles, Peter Club, or Club Peter. T Rump is a hole. He dissed a relative of mine. I thought I saw a horsey song, says Peter P. Alhambra Project, Dave. Right, here's a suggestion for you. Alhambra Project, great. Dave, also great. Let's use a colon instead of a hyphen. That would be much better. Alhambra Project, Dave. Then you could have Alhambra Project with multiple names, and it would all mean something different, and it would work. Anyway, MAGA, whatever that is. Mustard, you have a stray hat? Yeah, I do actually, yeah. Well, it's to be expected. I hope you don't mind. I'm not going to fix it. I'm going to leave it exactly where it is and just enjoy the rest of the live stream without really worrying about it. Thought you must be related, an unusual name, but most I'm a right. Right? Ah. Difficult to take anyone who likes Trump seriously. Oh, says Windy Miller. Now that is one of those things. Tell us your political. Sorry, I'm not pissed. I'm just stumbling over my words. Tell us your political persuasion without telling us your political persuasion. Kind of moments. Well done, Windy Miller. Only about 40 more sleeps before the ZS is allowed on the nice dry roads. No, Carl Davis. We don't. Men do not use the word sleeps. No, not allowed. I expect better from you whilst I'm drinking your beer. I received my channel membership as a gift, and I'm very much enjoying it. 5 stars, would recommend, says Windy Miller. Yes, Windy Miller, thank you. You're making use of your gifted channel membership, and I appreciate that as well. That means you get to see things that other people don't. Fish penetrator. Fish penetrator. Oh gosh. Goes right. Okay. Fish penetrator. I think we might have a 10 out of 10 as a username. Fish penetrator. That's brilliant. God, I hope you're still here. I hope you're still here to know that how much I appreciate your name. Fish penetrator. My Dixie wrecked. 160 beers, asks Carl. Yeah, that's more like it. That'll do for me. It doesn't really give away my political persuasion. Well, possibly not, because you might be admitting something yourself, I suppose. Yeah, that is a possibility. Sleepy Bobos. What kind of fish you got there, good man? Asks Hunter Brooklyn. That's interesting that you should word the question there as an actual question. Well, I mean, you haven't put a question mark on there, but I mean, most people say what fish, what fish you have or what have you, which leads me to just say those ones. But that I think when you say what kind of fish there, well, that makes me want to answer the question. And there are some. What are they again? Let's remember. Let's have a quick look. Okay, torpedoes, torpedo barbs, silver dollars, orange things, penguin tetras, lemon tetras, rummy nose, and there's another one. I can't remember its name. They're the main. Oh, there's a rosy barb in there as well. There we go. That's kind of answering the question reasonably well, I think. I hope that will suffice. Does anyone want to see this curry? Is anybody hungry now? Lovely. Right. Okay. Oh, let's get back to here. Let's get back here. More my lack of tolerance. Grey, say you morons, says Wendy Miller. A bit too much that. Chicken nuggies. Adults should never use the word nuggie. Gosh, you're right. Absolutely spot on. Yeah, I don't like that at all. Actually, I've never heard that one before. I've never heard I've never heard a child use the word nuggie. I think it's like nugget. Nugget should never be used in the same sentence as chicken because it's just not right. Nuggets are for something else. Chicken, either it's food or at that state, it's not. Let's not have nuggets at all. Fish Penetrator says, I appreciate you liked my name. I do. I think it's a rather wonderful name. And right underneath you, Wonderful Horseshoe, was another name that inspired me to give a mark out of 10. I can't remember what it was. I think it might have been a 7 for Wonderful Horseshoe. Most Republicans can't stand him. Keno Daily. Any baby oil? No, you don't cook with baby oil. That's really not a good idea at all. It's I mean, maybe it's not such a bad idea after all. I don't know. It's probably no worse than using any of the other oils that most people like to use. I can't use talcum anymore, apparently, says Gazna Trike. I can't do nothing with those species, says Fish Penetrator. I don't think you realise just how good your name actually is, really, Fish Penetrator. Hunter Brooklyn, that's a good selection of fish, good man. It's not bad. I mean, it's not a huge tank. It's not a huge tank. It's only like sort of just under 200 litres. I do like being called good man. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Are you hungry?
Yes.
Okay, it won't be too long off then. Wilma. Wilma's here. Wilma's coming to have a good sniff at what's going on.
Do you get a bit of water?
Yeah. Do you want a drink of water?
I'm just going to say good night.
All right. Come on, Dougal. Oh, there's loads of water in there. But we do need a bit more water in that. There's water in the bowl and just suddenly she's coming and wanting to drink it, but there's loads in there to start with anyway, but she's drinking it like really enthusiastically. This live stream is about to get wrapped up quite soon because you're not going to sit and watch me eat. It's not necessary. It's just a live stream I wasn't really even expecting to do tonight because, in case you don't know, I can't really do it on Sunday. Anyway, enough of this. Have you tried any interesting biscuits recently? Asks Windy Miller, but I hope you're not asking me because no, I haven't. Penny Pincher, any coins? No. Diane Sturdy's here. Good evening, mustard and all. What does this curry cost? Good, interesting question, actually. This one's a bit more of an expensive one because it's some pork steaks, which were £3.99. There's quite a good amount of meat there. I used a couple of onions. They don't really cost very much, and the spices don't really cost. When you buy bags of spices like this, which cost about £2, they don't cost that much because you don't use that much of it. Apparently, must be cooked prior to consumption. I don't think it matters that much, really. But you wouldn't just eat spices out of a bag, would you? What? What do you want? The dog's just stood there looking at me. You goon. I thought Nuggy came out of... What? I thought Nuggy came out of baby's back end. What do you want? She's going to start barking in a moment. Tends to be shite all over here. Old man 203. How do you feel about the deportation in America right now? I'm not going to get involved in it. I think that's the answer, really. Rubber licking Republicans. Ready. Sit. Sit. Ready. Go. Yeah, big daft muppet. Catch. That's quite cruel. I mean, dogs are so stupid. They assume as soon as you do that, you've got something to give them. Best give us something now. Right. Doggy treat. One of these will do. Come here. Come here. Come here. There we go. Right, let's bring this to a close now then, I think. Because I've been going for an hour and a half, which is quite a good amount of time, and I don't want to keep you any longer, especially if Boaty's going to be turning up, and many of you will be there for the duration of his live stream as well, which will leave you exceedingly knackered. So I'm just going to get to the end of these comments and then do a bugger off. My local butchers had goat, so I made a lovely curry, very tasty, says Otter MG. Oh, watch in. Right. Fish penetrator is a horrible name, says watching. I mean, name. Well, I thought it was quite funny. Mrs. Miller tried her first chocolate hobnob today. She enjoyed it. I'm not sure that's good for me. She might buy more chocolate hobnobs, and then we won't be sharing them. So less for me. Otter goat, camel meat, very underappreciated. Do we get to meet Mrs. Mustard? Asks Otter MG. Not really, she's not much of a camera person. John asks, are you a lefty again? Which I thought I answered rather well earlier on, so I'm not going to answer it again. Jimmy Quinn is here. Hello, Jimmy Quinn. Can you draw? Draw? Me? Pension? Not me. Send me a list of spices you... Oh. Right, okay, let's come back to this in a second, but Stratospherian has done it again. What can I do about this? No, I'm not going to do about it. I mean, Stratospherian, that's the third time Stratospherian has gifted memberships to this channel. And anyone who's suddenly become a channel member, do go and watch one of the the members only videos whilst you still can before everyone else gets to see it. Yellow Submarine. What a wonderful, wonderful gift that is. Thank you very, very much. I'll get to who's actually got these channel memberships in a moment. Dogs are stupid. It's works perfectly. Just as we're about to finish as well, I have treats for Georgia. She fetches toys. Boaty's on at 11:30 tonight. Ah, good. That means that everyone who wants to watch both get a break. And in the meantime, have a nap, fall asleep, whatever you like to do. Dogs aren't stupid, Mustard. See how Wilma has trained you to give her treats. Very clever indeed. Yeah, she comes in here. She knows if she makes a noise, I know that she wants something, and it's easier just to give her something to get her to bugger off again. And that's what she did. So, who has gained the channel memberships tonight from Stratospherian? And I said that almost like it's a regular thing, but it has become a regular thing, but it isn't something I'm getting used to. It's just a very, very kind thing for Stratospherian to do. Now, the first one I'm exceedingly happy about, and that is Dick Dastardly. Dick Dastardly is someone who's followed my other channel for such a long time and always comments, and that's really good to see his name there. Name Me -1 also has been a long-term supporter of both channels. Carl Burton has been a supporter of the channel for quite a long while, as well as I can remember, and then Barry Scrotter, also a proper supporter of the channel. So that's fabulous. Damien Eves. I have seen the name Damien Eves quite a bit. So thank you very much, and I hope to see a lot more of you. And let's just get back to the point I was about to come to, which was I'm going to have to go because this lot is all just about to be finished off and be scoffed. To be troughed, let's say. See you later. I'm going to read for a while. Stratospherian is a hero, says Windy Miller. Yes, absolutely. Strat is a legend. Ah, what? John Bollocks just tanked a Super Skull. Down to 1. Oh, right, I see. See you all on that passing live stream. What does your channel entail, asks Liam Jones. Well, Liam, as you asked, this is kind of an overspill channel from my other channel, which is this one here, Project Nigel. So this channel is basically all the stuff that's not necessarily that relevant and just kind of a bit of a random thingies. As it looks like he's going to be no controversial cookery or crazy japes, then I shall take my leave. Vans, estate cars, toodles. Nice. Right, okay, and there we go. That is it. I am finished. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining me here tonight. And a super duper big thank you yet again to Stratospherian for that rather kind gift. I do hope the new members will appreciate it. Bye-bye. See you soon.